This broadcast has been brought to you by Alora.
Alright, we're keeping that one then. We're keeping that one.
Harness her awkwardness.
Heyo! I'm red!
Purple!
Green! That's the thing. That's a color, right? Ravio? Okay.
I'm Shadow Link, and Alora didn't ask for this.
Laura Croft.
What's up, everybody on YouTube? This is Red, your host for Team Triforce. Episode 8 is here for you. Now you'll listen to our first segment, Gaming. Let's see what Shadow Link has brought for us today. Shadow, take it away.
Well, a new segment we decided to just include in the podcast is just run down the list of games coming out in the next week.
Oh,
So
yes.
I'll do that right now for you guys.
Do it for man.
First game that's coming out is Amazing Spider-Man 2 on PS4, PC, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. No Xbox One release on this one, for whatever reason.
Boo-hoo.
I don't know if you guys heard about that. They just canceled it out of the blue. It's just like, yeah, it's not happening. Like,
Oh yeah,
they tried.
I haven't heard of games being canceled like out of the blue. Half-Life 3.
That hasn't canceled. They're just never gonna make it.
Mega Man!
That's
No,
coming
it's
out in
true.
April.
You always have to have your
Excuse me.
video game tie-in
Yeah.
movie tie video game.
They
I'm
always
actually not surprised that Spider-Man's one of them.
Oh god,
Apparently-
Fantastic. Sorry to cut you off there, but Fantastic Four's game was just terrible. Go on.
Apparently, Amazing Spider-Man 1, like the first game for the first movie, wasn't that bad. So maybe this one will be another good one. But yeah, that's coming out April 29th. There's apparently a mobile Amazing Spider-Man 2 game coming out sometime this month on
Yeah.
Android, Windows Phone, and iPhone.
Okay.
You guys
Another
know how I
game-
feel about mobile games, but go on, Eric.
Yeah, I know. I kind of feel the same way. Next game coming out is one that I actually think looks pretty cool, although I can't play it because. Yeah, no, it is on PC. All right, Child of
one?
Light,
Okay.
which is coming out.
Oh,
on
no, I'll go on.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Well, it's coming out on PS3, PlayStation 4, Wii U, Xbox One, Xbox 360, and PC. Wii U released there, folks. Be happy about
Nice.
that.
I mean, it's for everything else, but you know, the Call of Duties that are actually all limited to the specific consoles. But
Ghost did come out on Wii U.
Yes.
I know.
Can't say.
Actually, the Call of Duty games have appeared on the Wii as well. And
They
on
have,
DS
yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah.
Wait,
it's a terrible
Call of Duty on
DS.
DS?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
I
but
don't know.
I actually played one of them.
But
It was-
Say that.
going off of what Eric mentioned on Child of Light, I saw the developer diaries for that for the Wii U specifically, and my God, that game is beautiful.
Yeah, that
the
game is gorgeous.
The art is all like fairy tale based. It's got a very, very good nature that relates closely to just mythical fantasy, and the orchestrated music is just a wonderful piece too.
Yeah.
You
And
guys have a link? Because I've never heard of that.
we'll link you right below in the chat box, Ravio, but we'll also provide a link in the description. Child of Light looks beautiful. All right,
It looks
so
great.
if
I'm excited for it.
there aren't any more
That's-
in future releases,
That's
then
coming out on
first-
April 30th.
can't wait. First
Uh,
music gaming, go Shadow.
Next release is Daylight, which is coming out for the PS4 and PC, and that's coming out also on the 29th, along with Amazing Spider-Man 2. Have you guys heard anything on that or know about it?
Not
No.
up on
Uh,
Daylight, but
it's,
Amazing Spider-Man, I'm excited.
It looks interesting. It's a procedurally generated horror game, and we've really never seen anything like that. It's being written by Jessica Chobot, which is the old IGN girl who was replaced
The
by
last
Naomi
season-
Kyle.
Generated game I've seen was
I never really, I don't really
that
trust
wasn't-
anything IGN says anymore. Like they used to be such a reliable source of information. They still kind of are, but it's just like they have these huge biases that just don't
Well,
make
he-
me...
this game will
GameSpot.
blow your mind. Gives it a 5.5 out of 10.
GameSpot.
Here's the thing
Right.
that I dislike about IGN, because I'm
Metacritic.
actually not on the hate train with that, outlet. I hate
Well,
the
I don't hate them. I just don't trust them.
By the way,
Here's-
screw Game Informer.
That's exactly the thing. I
Oh,
remember
fun fact.
when
Fun fact about Game Informer, guys. Guess who owns it? GameStop.
Oh my god, I didn't know!
That's why all their reviews for the games that are high are the ones that get sold with GameStop material. Like
Power to the
DLC
players.
But
Yeah.
with IGN,
More
the thing
Like
that
power to the players with the wallets.
That'll be $500 GameStop or more.
Go on,
Yeah.
Shadow.
That's
thing
horrible.
I don't like about IGN is that they create way too many hype pieces, and they get such early access with games. And like, I remember when Bioshock Infinite was coming out. The review and they loved it, and I'm like, it's okay to love a game, but I can't trust them that much. If, like, for the entire week, they're just like, yeah, here's another article, here's another article. Oh, by the way, did we mention that we got it early? Here's another article, here's another article. It's like, you know what I mean? It's just that's what I dislike about them. Other than that, I don't really hate them. I mean, I like some of the people that work there.
So if there's no more future releases on the list, then
There's a few more. Kirby Triple Deluxe on Nintendo 3DS.
I am looking forward to this.
that actually looks pretty good, honestly.
Oh, Jesus, yes, Kirby!
Yeah,
I
I
haven't
love-
played a Kirby game since Superstar Ultra, so personally I look forward to that. But
Right
what are
back
the other
at
games?
ya.
yeah, that's coming out May 2nd on 3DS.
All right,
Next
that's,
up is also on May 2nd is Mario Golf World Tour.
Maybe
Man.
later.
No one's excited
Nice.
on that one. Just like another
Nice.
golf game.
I'm kind of
Move
interested.
on.
Not Smash Brothers interested, but yeah, it looks fine.
Like,
Alright.
it's just another Mario sports game. The only really good Mario sports games I can think of are like Super Sluggers, Strikers,
Still haven't played Sluggers, but Strikers
I
is
hated
awesome.
Sluggers, but
Strikers is awesome.
Strikers, and like there have been very few Mario games that have like
It's Mario American football with like Madden and a Mario outfit. Just like, here's the technique you do.
Like,
You pull off a Donkey Kong, then you hop over his pipe until you get to the Mushroom Kingdom, where you hope Princess Peach made lots of spaghetti.
old
toasters.
You pull off a
no,
toast
it's
free.
all
With
toast.
So will you take my Vice
Right.
player number one? No.
Oh Lord.
And
It's
other
like
than
that Flash animation on Newgrounds, Super Nintendo. They already beat them to it with like a Mario football parody.
Oh my God, that's right. They did do Mario football.
Go on, Shadow. Please take us through the last of the list.
Alright. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle on PlayStation 3. Have no fucking clue what that is, but that's coming out May
That's-
I
29th.
I think that's a fighting game.
Oh, okay. No. Continue. I can hold.
Blood Rain Betrayal coming out on PC April 30th. That game actually looks really cool. It's one of the few games where you play an evil woman.
Evil.
yeah, I know.
And the last one?
Last one, there's still a few more. Raiden 4 Overkill coming out the 29th on PS3. Don't know anything about that either, but it looks like it's a shooter apparently. Yeah.
Dude,
There you go.
just go through the rest of them, because the only one, like, just rapidly go through the rest of them. 'cause
Yeah,
that'll
right,
take-
go
I know,
through all of them, and we will say yay or nay.
yeah.
Got it.
Picross E4 for 3DS coming out in April.
Down
Yeah.
for it. Go.
Yay, I guess.
Monochroma coming out on Linux, PC, and Macintosh. So for
Okay.
for the 3 Mac gamers out there you go. You got yay.
Nay, not a Mac gamer.
Who
Fuck is that?
games on a
Anyway.
Mac? I don't know.
What's a Mac?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that one, but it does look kind of interesting. I've seen a bit on it. Bliss Enlightened Games coming out on PC April.
Haven't
Don't know
heard.
what-
Haven't heard of it either, so I'm not sure about that. Oh, by the way, Monochrome is coming out in April.
List.
Secret Ponchos on PS4. Don't know anything about that either.
Don't own
but
a PS4.
Seems like another exclusive. Yeah.
Eh.
Legends of Oz: Dorothy's Return coming out on
What?
3DS.
They
Yes.
need to stop with
Depends if the film is good.
the fucking remakes of all these movies, man. Come
Yeah.
up with
Produced by Walt Disney.
Yeah,
like-
that's coming out.
uh,
That's coming out April 29th. By the way, Secret Ponchos, April. If I don't mention a release date, it's because it doesn't have one. It just says April. So that's how it will go.
To be determined.
how many more
And-
do you have on this list?
This is the last one. Gardening Mama 2 Forest Friends. Coming
For
out
what
April 29th.
console?
Well, I
I
do love.
guess-
Yes.
Well, I do love me some Cooking Mama.
Cooking Mama's pretty fun. It's better than Cooking Papa. You go with Cooking Papa, you end up walking outside in your underwear, shooting people down in the
Better
sun.
than, it's better than cooking with Walter White, where all you do is just cook meth in a lab.
It's better
That's
than cooking.
That was the joke. Damn it.
It's
Fuck.
better than.
Oh,
it's better than
the
cooking.
meme. Oh, all right, editor, throw that pic in, please. Cooking Papa.
All right,
Cool.
and that's all the
Papa with
releases.
Mr. White.
Wonderful. All right, gaming news number one.
Alright, so...
Actually, no, we can discuss some of this. Well, the only thing I have to really say about that list was that, you know,
long.
I'm surprised that you don't know anything about JoJo, but, like, we really need to stop with all these, like, making video games about franchises that have already been made. Like, fucking Wizard of Oz should only be something that you add, like, lore to, like, through Wicked or, like, through Return to Oz with the Wizard.
Yeah.
But, like, you
I
don't
can see
need
the
to
Wizard of Oz RPG, like, based off of Final Fantasy with Japanese-made animation of the
Oh my
characters.
lord.
With
Attack-
Dorothy, like, skin-tight clothing.
Attack
I-
on Oz.
And speaking of weird Japanese things, that's JoJo. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which, Shadow, the fact that you don't know what that is, you need to, after this podcast, look up a playlist of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures because it is crazy awesome and awesomely crazy.
I hear a lot of praise about it, so I
I'll
will
look
watch
it up.
that.
I'll look it up. I don't know anything about it. I'll look it up.
Like,
Let's
okay,
move on.
okay.
Let's move
I-
on to the gaming news then.
Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna run through a synopsis of JoJo really quickly. You have these guys who are the Jo stars, who have these birthmarks of stars on their backs, who summon these things called stands that are like giant fighting monsters, but based on like ESP spirit, and they're trying to stop this dude named Dio from taking over the world, and he too stole the body of a Jo star, so now he has a stand and they have to stop him. The stands are crazy, like, ridiculously awesome, and like, there have been references to JoJo all over the place. Like, it's bananas. Because, like, they can summon stands that do crazy things. Like, JoJo stand, Star Platinum, it punches you really, really fast. And it goes, it's, oh my lord. It's bananas. I love it.
Those sound effects make me excited.
And like, you know that whole meme with the steamroller dropping on people and then the guy stands on top and he goes, Rah! That's from JoJo.
That's Ree!
Yeah, that one. That's from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh,
wow.
okay, it's a pretty popular series. Alright guys,
Yeah.
so let's move on to our first piece of news from gaming. Shadow, take it away, please.
Alright, so this is actually news that covers not just gaming, but other things too, and that's the fact that, a lot of Star Wars media has now been deemed non-canon due to, the recent, new, announcements by Disney. You know, since they're making Episode 7 and all that.
The video
So,
games,
yeah.
you mean?
No,
Whoa,
everything.
whoa,
Expanded
whoa.
universe in general.
You
That's
like,
books,
like Star Wars,
games,
Clone
and-
Wars, everything?
Yeah,
Excuse?
everything. Everything
Dang.
from the expanded universe is
So
gone.
what was the point of everything?
That
What was the
pisses me
point?
off.
Disney's
Wait,
starting
wait,
all over, guys.
Wait. Laura, do you know anything about Star Wars? Because you kind of just, like,
I do.
No,
No, Laura.
not Eric.
Oh.
I'm a pretty big fan of it, yeah.
Okay, so, like, rap with me real quick, because, like, it seems like this is kind of, like, I'm gonna admit that I haven't seen the entirety of Star Wars, but I do know a good chunk of it, especially through, like, you know, fan-based, like, forums and stuff. So,
Yeah,
like,
should really get you informed.
out of all the extended stuff, did you like anything? Like, how do you feel about, like, how it's...
Did you like Star Wars Connect?
Ah,
I'm
Um,
Han Solo. I'm Han Solo.
I'm on Solo. I'm on Solo.
you
With
like
the
the
dancing
connecting
mini games.
world?
that had nothing to do with
That song was
anything.
great. You gotta be. You know,
That-
that song was great.
I'm sorry to have to say this, but if any of you have played Connect Star Wars, you will understand the lights, like the lightsaber mechanics. There was no control. You could wave your hand like a kid with ADHD, and it would kill everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, didn't Connect Star Wars suck dick? Like,
Yes.
That game was terrible.
Laura, tell
four-
us-
All games for the Kinect suck, except Just Dance.
Actually,
True.
Gunstringers from
Connect Sports Rivals and Skyrim are the only games that have decent Connect
Gunstringers on the Kinect was actually really good.
That game looked
What about-
cheesy.
what about Dragon
That
Ball
game
Z?
is actually pretty good though.
Dragon Ball Z on
Dragon
Connect.
Ball's on the
Didn't that reek? Guys,
real challenge, and you didn't feel like you were fighting. It was just like none of the
Just
things.
random
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, wasn't it only like 3 hours or something?
Yo, I know Angry Joe did a review about it. He was pissed.
Yeah. He was pissed.
you think, Joe?
Well, I mean,
All right.
But
Back to the main question of just you, Laura,
Star-
and Ravio,
expanded
just
universe.
talking about Star Wars. So, I guess you guys can both tell us, are you excited about what Disney is going to do with Episode 7? How to lay it out?
I mean, sure, why not? Like, bugging. I can't really speak on, like, you guys can join in, too. I just wanted Alora to be able to say something. It's just, like, it seems like all the stuff that used to be canon, well, if all the stuff about Star Wars that used to be canon is no longer canon, that's kind of jacked up, because the main
People worked
thing...
hard on that.
Yeah, they really did, and, like, the main thing about that pisses me off is, like, essentially that means everything is no longer canon, so what was the point in learning about all these worlds and all this stuff? And again, I haven't watched everything in Star Wars to its entirety, so I am entitled to be picked at and ripped apart if I'm wrong. But, like, the only thing that really got me interested in Star Wars was, like, Genndy Tartakovsky, I think. He's the guy who made... Huh?
Genndy.
Okay,
Dexter's Lab.
Tartakovsky. He's the guy who made Dexter's Lab and, I think...
Samurai Jack.
No, that was... Oh, yeah.
He also worked on Powerpuff, but yes.
And he made like a Star Wars Clone Wars series miniseries, and that miniseries essentially tells you what happens in between like the start of like Phantom Menace and all those movies, how Grievous started to get his cough, all the awesome stuff that was missing from the trilogy that you wanted in the trilogy.
Oh man, I want that. Cool
I love Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and now. I love Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Not an entire series is just. And what's ironic is because they finally released the final season of that show on Netflix the other day with all the remaining episodes they never aired. And now all those episodes are meaningless because of what Disney said.
Are you talking about the one with Ahsoka Tano or like?
All right, guys, we have to move it on. So, Disney's rights with Star Wars has just changed it all. But I guess on the bright side, since Disney owns two of the most popular video game and film franchises right now, I look forward to a Star Wars meets the Marvel Universe. So, second piece of gaming news, please.
Oh wait, Laura, did you have something that you wanted to say? Because I kind of
I was gonna say we all didn't give our opinion on it.
About Star Wars?
Yeah.
Well, like the fact that the expanded universe is just nothing anymore. That includes Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, by the way, which was one of the best games Starwars ever made.
Just let her say something, anything.
Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of excited for the movie. I'm like, I have no idea how it's gonna like be, because I really enjoyed playing. I'm actually a big fan of Star Wars. Like, I loved playing the video games when I was and I don't know.
Did you see? Quick question. Did you see any of the new Star Trek movies?
I haven't seen the newest one, but I do like Star Trek as well.
Well, since the new ones were actually people responded to them pretty well, the newer Star Wars might do pretty well too, since they both have the same director, J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
True.
So if you, Laura, I suggest like you go and see Star Trek to get like an actual good taste of what you might get in Star Wars Episode 7.
Yeah.
A lot of lens flare.
Everyone else.
Lens flare!
Yeah.
So much lens flare!
Alright, so since we've gauged the room and got opinions, who's up with the next piece of news on gaming?
Just like to end that discussion with the fact that Jar Jar Binks is still canon.
Oh.
Of course, for the kids. Alright, second news. Alora, what do you have on Xbox?
I don't know, just like something like really small, like how Xbox One production is like slowing down a lot.
Really? Why is that?
If they haven't already.
Like I'm quoting here what it says here. What's Microsoft's next move? Clearly they aren't doomed, but they need a shot in the arm to keep competing. Cause like since PS4 is sold more in more countries than Xbox One. Hold on. I'm just reading here.
It sounds like that they're just trying to compete with Sony's sales and not like the console itself. They're just trying to compete economically and all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
that's why I didn't really like Xbox One to begin with.
It's not backwards compatible.
And also, if you take into the fact
isn't
that
either, to be fair.
Xbox
I mean,
is
Yeah,
an
but
American
PS4 still has
console.
past games on their virtual console equivalent.
Yeah,
hasn't
but
come out yet.
it's like all these consoles. I've said it before. All these consoles seem like they're getting like progressively more and more outdated. Like who can become obsolete faster? Because if you have no reverse compatibility, then you don't encourage the people who have bought your system before to play it again. Because essentially you're just gonna rape them with charges and overages about like games that they like that they have to now buy again instead of just giving them the opportunity to like play it. Like if I buy Sly Cooper, like just as an example, for PlayStation 2 and I get a PS3, unless I got the first PS3 that came out, there's no way I can play that game again unless I bought the disc that had all
The
three of the
PS3
Sly
fat
like
SKU number 215285. No, that's not actually the number model, but fine. That had
The
a
ones with
specific
the
code number.
Spiderman
Yeah,
font.
and another messed up thing that Sony did is like I looked it up like on Google and I checked which PS3s had backwards compatibility. The first like shipment that they had, the first models had that compatibility. Then the second shipment didn't. The third ones did. The fourth and fifth ones didn't. And then like the sixth or seventh ones were the last models to have that backwards compatibility before the Slims came in. So they
And
just like
the Slims don't have backwards compatibility. I take it.
Nope.
They
we
don't.
talked about why. I remember earlier we did. Because there were a couple of reasons why they took that out.
But enough on the backwards compatibility. I just wanted to quickly ask all of you guys. We already talked about like the current gen consoles, Xbox One, PS4, Wii U. Now I'm trying to ask, do you think that Xbox One has a chance to sell better overseas than it does here in America?
Depends
Hell
on the
no.
games they
I don't even know
release.
why they're releasing it in Japan.
Here, I'm sorry. Also here in Canada for Lara Croft.
Eh,
It came out in Canada
Eh.
already, right?
yeah.
Beautiful.
How's it
Okay.
doing in Canada,
Just wanna make sure.
Laura? Give us a forecast of Xbox news in Canada.
Like,
Coming to you live, straight from Toronto.
Well, I've actually had some friends buy the Xbox One and PS4 and return them back because I don't know, they didn't really like them. They bought back their like regular Xboxes and
What did they
PS3s.
say about like specifically? What was their complaints?
Was it the fact that there are no games?
Damn it!
It could be it, but they just thought it was like completely boring and not really worth all that money.
Dude, all of the consoles don't have games, like, except for
release,
PlayStation
yeah.
right now. And, like, Wii's got games coming on the way, so that
The
might
Wii
be able to salvage that console.
I don't mean to like just put one console over the other, but honestly, in terms of release games, the Wii U had a pretty good lineup. Didn't it come out with like it had Zombies Wii U, Assassin's Creed
Yes.
3, and
Actually, I played that. It was really good.
I see it doesn't
Yeah.
look bad, but it had a pretty good lineup for release.
Holy
And I
crap.
think it had Mass Effect 3 on the Wii U.
Well, the thing,
after.
it didn't. I don't know if I call it the best, just because all those games were already out. They were just now coming onto Nintendo's console. Like, there were only a few exclusives out, like, day
Like
one.
Zombie U.
Like
and
Zombie U and Mario Bros. U.
Everything,
Yeah.
pretty much.
But it had a better, like, even in terms of games that came up in the following weeks of its release, it had a better lineup than, say, PS4's Knack or FIFA 14. Like, come on.
You mean Vector Man and, like, that
No.
one game that nobody really heard about?
What Killzone Shadowlight, is it? Is it Shadowlight?
Shadowfall.
Shadowfall, I'm sorry. That game got, like, the most hype and the most display, but after the PS4's release, it basically died. Like, no one ever, like, brought it up, or it never really got popular after that. It was more
And also,
like
I've said it before, but Knack is basically Vector Man. Like, me and my friends were joking about it the other day. Well, actually, no, Isaac, you were there. I was you and another friend of mine, and,
we
like,
made fun of it and, like, referred to the old Sega video game Vector Man.
yeah, and, like, ultimately, like, Knack is addictive, but they don't really do anything to immerse the player in, like, Knack's world. You feel like you're doing a lot of the same stuff over and over again, and the
Ratchet
collectibles...
and Clank 1.5, basically, without the cool gadgets.
Yeah, it's like Ratchet and Clank with none of the personality and none of the gadgets. It's like you can turn big. You can turn big and you can turn small, but you don't really feel affected by it.
We had to pull him out of the GameStop, like, to make him stop playing it, though.
Yeah, it does have an addictive quality, so I have to, like, give it its dues.
No, the only reason it was addictive is because it was hard as hell.
Yeah.
Like, just, if you played Knack, when you're not with superpowers and you're not, like, colossal in size, you can get smacked down pretty easily and just die with, like, 2 hits. But moving on, so Xbox One not doing so well overseas, and apparently not doing well in Canada either. Maybe they should provide some like Shaun White titles to interest the players.
Ah,
How about
Shaun
SSX?
White Snowboarding Connect.
Tony Hawk Skateboard Revival. We need it. Multi-console.
Bring SSX on Xbox One and PS4. That'd be cool.
Love that, or at least just remaster it.
Yeah.
I have no
Alright.
idea what SX is at all.
So
It's a
Aurora,
snowboarding game and it's awesome.
yeah, it was one of the good snowboarding games of like the 6th generation, and then
Yeah.
like it did pretty well in like Xbox 360 and PS3 generation. But Alora, any last words on Xbox One's fate as of now?
Not really. That's basically all I had to say.
All right. Anyone
Well,
else? The last piece of news?
I'm curious, Alora, what consoles do you have? Like, do you what like?
Well, a little while ago, I had an Xbox. Like my brother and I shared it, but then he sold it. But I still do have my Nintendo 64 and
Me too.
PS1. Like I still play on that. And then I have my PC here.
Old console
Okay.
gamers unite!
Yes, all of us. We are.
You know, it's
No.
you nostalgic people that are killing the future of gaming.
Are you kidding? If anything, like nostalgic gamers are nostalgic because new games kind of suck now. Like,
Yeah.
like don't get me wrong. There are still some really really good video games out there in the modern market, but a lot of them make you yearn for like the fact that you didn't have to buy DLC for every fucking thing you wanted to do in the game, or like
I understand that.
Well, I
the
think
fact that like, you know, not necessarily the best graphics made you excited to play fucking GoldenEye.
I think
Alright.
the only
Ray, could you carry on with the next piece of news?
Sure, give me a sec.
Oh wait,
Okay.
somebody was gonna say.
Oh, yeah,
never mind.
go ahead while I find the article.
But
It was
anyway,
on it was on nostalgia in gaming.
yeah.
By the way,
My thing-
we still have to get to that episode.
I think
What episode?
the problem with today in gaming is that there just isn't that many new ideas being brought up. Like a lot of games these days are getting remakes. Like Tomb Raider got a remake. They're remaking so many things. Killer Instinct got a remake. You know, it's like there's not new ideas coming
What
out.
the problem is? The problem isn't that they need new ideas. The problem is that gamers claim that they want new ideas and they don't act on it.
Yeah,
Like,
Game Theory had like a whole episode around that.
They did, and I really agree with what Matt Pat said because like it's true. Every time that a new game comes out and like somebody has innovation, 9 times out of 10 it does not do as well as the same rehashed bullshit that they want. Like there are people, and this goes for every
gamers want.
group that just destroy what the whole thing is about. Like for religion, we have fucking those really obsessive Christians. For like people who like Pokemon, we have like the competitive scene, and then we have like really die-hard otakus for like anime. It's like people who just want the same rehashed bullshit. And I'm talking about the worst of the worst, not like everybody in that specific group, but like it's just people who want the same rehashed bullshit, and then they like cry out for something new and don't know what they want. Sonic fans are like really guilty of this too. I mean, I know I had a rant sometime back about like how
the Sonic.
it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, but I still played Sonic Lost World and I had a good time. It's not necessarily a bad game. It's just like you kind of just.
I mean, one thing that gaming does right is they know that people will first primarily focus on graphics over everything else. Not to say that graphics is the most important. It's just the first thing people will look at is how the game looks. And best example is Sonic 06. That game looked beautiful when they teased it, and then they like had the trailers for it, but it was a terrible game. So
Me,
they
graphics
reboot
wise-
games that people want to see, and then we'll just like be amazed by when they see it first. But when they play it, it's just terrible.
Well, the Sonic 06 is terrible in general. Graphic-wise, it looks fine, passable.
Graphics like
I'll cut it slack because it's one of the earliest Xbox 360 games on the console. Music-wise, it is fucking beautiful.
Also, story.
Fuck! I died.
Like, and
We just said something
even
positive
though
about
we talk
Sonic
about
06.
like Sonic 06's story really wasn't that bad. There's like one or two things you could have changed, and the story would have been completely.
Yeah, there's a
fine.
lot of contradictions in the story.
But that's the thing. When Sonic 6 came out, it wasn't supposed to be canon Sonic. It was supposed to be a complete reboot.
Yeah, it was supposed to be
And
a continuity reboot. Yeah.
It was actually a pretty bad reboot, in my opinion. I'm
Yeah,
sorry for
that's-
anyone else who has a differing opinion, but honestly, it was just confusing as hell.
No offense
I-
to Sonic 06 fans.
It held up until like the third act, and the third act you could have fixed that simply by having Elise cry instead of having her kiss Sonic again.
To be honest, I felt the story was going somewhere, and then bam.
All right,
And then
so
it's
next piece of news in gaming. Ray, do you have the article?
Yes, I do. And
All right.
All right,
Go.
so as a matter of fact, today that we are recording this, which is April 26, 2014, the excavation for the in the landfill for the Atari 2600 ET games has been a success.
Oh wait,
Yes.
really?
Yeah.
It turns out,
Urban
yep,
legend is
it
true.
exists, ladies and gentlemen. The ET dump is real.
The
Which is
urban
why
legend-
Green Link is not here because he's busy playing ET on his Atari 2600, right?
Loving
Green Link?
it.
Ew.
No.
Has he said
he
anything?
went. Yeah, he
Don't. The quote skips from regular show. Don't you know that's an evil game? But
The
seriously,
game that almost ruined gaming in general.
And then-
almost-
yeah,
and then Rob saved gaming.
there. Like-
And there came Nintendo.
No, like I think the only reason why you need why you would want to have a copy of ET, since there's like billions of copies anyway, is to like just for the novelty. You don't want to play it, but like
Show
It's
off that display.
yeah, but it's like there's a reason why it's a landfill. It's full of shit.
Oh, there was also a landfill that was discovered in New Mexico too.
This is because it's full of shit.
filled with
The
big
whole-
rigs.
whole Roswell
was-
thing, like
No, what's next? Is there going to be a landfill of Sonic 06? Will there be a landfill for all shitty games? And then like
A
20
landfill for Right to Hell Retribution.
the actual fact behind it is they dumped it in landfills because they created too many copies of the game to sell. So
Themselves.
Activision's just like, what do we do? What do we do? Look, an empty plot of ground. Bury it.
Bury it! Bury the shame! Bury
And
the
then we're-
land!
And the thing is,
And
is
we're
that
picking
is
it up
100% true.
We're digging it up now.
And we're digging
Dig
it up
the
now
shit!
because we just
To
have
show our
to have
children
negative shit.
Why you should never buy an Atari 2600. No, I'm just kidding.
Hell, who the hell still even has an Atari 600, like 2600 to play it on?
You could play in an Atari 7800.
You could play
Who
it on
has Atari?
Atari
You can play
2600.
Atari
I
Jack-
wanted to point that out.
Atari 2601, and instead of an actual number 1, it's like the Xbox all words like 1 at the end of it.
One.
Oh my lord, I can't
Atari
even.
1.
I wonder if that game is even on like some of the digital libraries, just for the heck of playing it for fun and like just like critiquing the heck out of it.
I don't even, but
It's pretty cool though that the urban legend turns out to be true.
yeah,
That's what it was before,
It-
an urban
it's
legend.
true after all, because like Activision, I think confirmed it, or some other company that.
No, no, before then. Wow, I'm hearing my echo.
All right, intermission. Whose
Um,
computer is that?
But because the people who made the game and like some of the people in Atari, they flat out said, "What? I don't know about this landfill. I'm pretty sure it doesn't exist," and that's why it was like
I'm gonna get you
urban
off.
legend status.
Intermission. Who's all right? Who's got the open speakers?
I
that you?
don't know.
It's usually Caesar.
I'm here.
Caesar.
Well, he did say that he was gonna leave for a little bit, so.
Caesar, are you
Oh
there?
man, he went to go take a Waz again in the landfill.
If
Caesar!
anything, like,
He's
No.
digging up more copies.
Oh, he's there. He's there. Caesar, you
It's
hear
a
me?
great game after all.
when like
He's-
Alora spoke, because that's when it started picking up steam. Personally, like IMO, all that stuff.
Is it on my end?
No, it's not on your end. Especially
it's-
if you have headphones in, you should be fine.
Right now,
Wait,
it's
hang on.
down here.
Let me look at the Skype window, see where it's coming from. Because when you hear noise from someone's end, their picture usually highlights.
All right, we're on intermission, guys, so you can take a break for like a quick second.
Okay.
Right now,
yeah.
I don't.
Whoever's recording it should totally like cut it right when like we ask the question and then
editing? The editor will cut that out.
conversation.
Right.
That's where it started. That's where it started to pick up steam.
For
Personally,
future reference to all you guys, and I'll tell Caesar later. Like I'll shout out like words like cuts or intermission, so you guys know where to cut around it. The only editors are me and Caesar right now, though.
Oh, okay, but you know, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't want it to be. I don't want to sound boring. It took us a while to
your head, Henry. You just keep on talking.
Right now, I
Fine.
don't hear it, so it might be gone. I don't know
All
about
right.
you.
You don't you just giggle in the corner? We hear you.
But
We hear you, Laura.
well, I'm just listening, so I'm good.
I know, but come on, say something.
Join the conversation.
Which
Come
is
on
what
in.
is easy-
Water's fine.
Every time we bring up news or talk about anything, we have to ask everyone in the podcast their opinion. That way, we
Not
don't leave
even
people
like
in the dust.
anything, no, that landfill like. If anything, that landfill was the most interesting thing that we talked about because it seemed to like segue into so much stuff.
All right,
Like-
guys. So we're gonna go back into it because I feel like we're really like running this recording long. Let's get back into it, okay?
Yeah, my
Anyway,
my mom's computer only has so much space on it. Let's do this.
All right,
what are you talking
intermission
about?
over. All right, so yeah, that landfill. Ha ha. I'm just kidding. Intermission over. So that's our last piece of gaming news. Now we'll move on into movies.
Oh. So, let's list down the movies coming out.
All right.
And there's not much, so it'll be
Oh,
quick.
you have the list, Eric?
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
I
God.
got it.
All right, great. Go for it.
All right. Amazing
No, but-
Spider-Man 2 on May 2nd. That's definitely the most noteworthy one.
Saw it.
Spidey!
It was very good. Don't trust the critics. Don't believe them at all.
Oh, thank God! Yes.
So I'll go into like my.
You'll go into it. You'll go into it a lot more later.
in a
you
future
just-
episode.
Let's. All right, go ahead.
But how was this?
Oh, you guys want my review now? It was amazing. Everything on it beats out the first Spider-Man series with Tobey Maguire. This one is way better, honestly. I actually went there thinking it wasn't going to be as good as the original, and it completely changed my mind. And honestly, it had more action violence than like the first one. It was beautiful how
Well, due to advances in technology, yeah.
the graphics are great in this movie too. I mean, visual-wise, beautiful. Jamie Foxx does amazingly as Electro. He's just this great villain, and he does really well in his catchphrases and those typical villain lines that
Tonight's
everyone just,
forecast: a freeze is coming.
oh God, it's a freeze. It was
Everybody
not.
made puns
was
in that
not-
movie.
out.
It was amazing.
Made puns in that movie.
Can you be
And-
cool, Spider-Man?
Andrew Garfield does a great job as this Spider-Man. The only thing I would say about him is that he should honestly have he should have a break on how many phrases he says as Spidey, because he's really believable, especially if you compare him to the comic book type Spider-Man. He has that
True.
funny New York style air
Humor?
about humor too. And he does great with his accent, I don't know if it's Queens or Brooklyn accent, but it's just
He
amazing.
lives in Queens, so yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
mean-
saying he is cuter than Toby.
Oh, that's when you
Yes.
get the most vocal, when a guy's cute.
I think that's what you're looking for, Laura. But
What?
No, seriously, give you 2 cents. What are you
alright,
talking
so
about?
Tell us about the Garfield.
Tell
What
us
do you think?
about the Garfield.
Compare him to the Maguire.
The cat,
he even
Garfield?
seems nicer as a person.
Hmm.
I don't know.
He is. I can vouch for that.
He
Because
seems more laid back than the original Peter Parker.
If
he
anything,
does,
like
he's
so-
not as dramatically. I always compare the first Spider-Man to this current Spider-Man as the theatrical one, because the first one was more dramatic. He cried in every single scene.
Granted,
He's
You
the
know,
most
granted,
uglier,
Peter
ugliest
Parker-
player.
Granted, Peter Parker has always had a lot of problems on his hands in the comic books, but when it came to the movies, I do kind of feel that Andrew
He
is
was a
more
softer
he
Spider-Man.
portrays a much more relaxed Peter in compared with the
yeah,
chemistry
he
that goes
does.
on with the old
Tobey
Peter.
Maguire portrays just a
Yeah,
much
but,
sadder, much more like seriously melodramatic Spider-Man that before he even tosses a punch, he has to cry in his corner over Uncle Ben.
He's still
Yeah, because
the old
it
Peter's
seems
still
to me-
hilarious though.
Long story short, Andrew Garfield's pretty awesome, but at the same time, like, I'm not really that worried about his performance in this because, like, when you have Tobey Maguire to compare against, you can pretty much do God work. So, like, my main concern about the movie was like Rhino, how he was portrayed, and like, also Electro. Like, I'm
Honestly, I have a comment on that. Not going to spoil it for you guys, but if you guys go see the movie, it's really off from the trailer. That's the only like bad feedback I have. The fact that the trailer really stretched out how the villains cameo in the movie. It is not the same way in the movie. And
Okay.
in fact, I watched the trailer over after seeing the movie, and they included deleted scenes in that, which actually, it pisses me off personally because the expectations I have are set off. But it didn't piss me off badly enough to not enjoy it. It was beautiful. The score, amazing. Hans Zimmer and I think also Kendrick Lamar was in the original soundtrack. There's even
Kendrick
dubstep
Lamar
playing.
did Spider-Man music? What the
Yeah,
fuck?
he did the credit music actually, but
Whoa.
there was dubstep playing when Elektra was fighting Spider-Man, and it was just beautiful
That
the
just
way that
it makes total sense. I'm
That
serious.
that too much sense is being made here. We need to move
Yeah.
on.
And the actor for the Hobgoblin, his name is Dane DeHaan. He plays Harry Osborn pretty well. He looks really creepy in the movie. Like, even when he's not a villain, he just looks like this murderous kid who's ready to shoot up a school.
I would have liked it.
Jesus.
I would have liked it if they brought back James Franco.
He
but
does it
this
way
guy's
better than
fine.
James Franco. I'm sorry. He does it way better than James Franco.
Didn't James Franco make fun of the fact that he was like the fucking Green Goblin and like, this is the end?
I don't know. I never saw it. I just
Never
know
saw
that
that.
James
Oh, I
Franco.
only saw like half that.
And then he put like a paper bag on his head.
Oh,
I like James Franco as like an actor for just other movies. I haven't seen any of his movies in a while. I didn't see Spring Breakers. I didn't like care about that movie. But I just know that Dane DeHaan did much better as Harry Osborn than James Franco. And Gwen Stacy, you guys are gonna love just the character relationship between her and Peter Parker in this movie. It's really great. Emma Stone is hot. Like, I don't have to put that out there. Everyone knows it.
Of course.
It's common
And
fact.
she and Andrew Garfield do a great job, not only because they're actually dating in real life, but they're just great actors.
I didn't know they were dating in real life.
They try to keep it private, but it's so obvious.
who is?
Emma
Andrew
Stone.
Garfield and Emma Stone.
She plays
Yeah.
Gwen Stacy in the movie. But yeah,
Uh,
Spider-Man 2, guys, go see that movie. My personal rating is a 4.5 out of 5. Amazing visuals, amazing soundtrack, great acting. I just wish the story was done a little differently, and I wish they had more Rhino. That's the only spoiler I'm gonna.
I kind of wish you didn't give a score at the end because now everyone's just gonna focus on that and not your review. But
I mean,
we talked about that last time.
The podcast is so buried in like conversation, nobody really gives a crap about the score. But if that's what we got, then that's what we got. So what else do we have? Is anybody?
A movie called Walk of Shame coming out May 2nd.
I've
Sounds
heard
like all
of
the-
this somewhere. I don't know where, and I don't know what this movie is
Hey,
about. Please
Come on, I
explain.
haven't heard of it.
A movie called The Bachelor Weekend.
Sounds like a typical rom-com.
Yeah. Bad Johnson. All these movies, I have no idea what they are. Bad Johnson.
Is that Bad Grandpa's real name?
We're currently in the phase of movies in America where, like, these are the summer flicks, the early summer flicks to try to grab attention before the real blockbusters hit.
Look, the only movie I care about that's coming out right now, I'm gonna say it, is Godzilla.
Godzilla!
I want to see Godzilla so goddamn bad. I really could give
I saw
shit
it.
Yeah, I look forward to it
I think
too.
that
Are actors just going to stand while Godzilla crushes them with his foot, like in the
No, because
classic?
apparently, like, it focuses on the people and how they're reacting to Godzilla, and this one looks like it's actually
It's pretty much it's Godzilla meets Cloverfield without the whole first-person camera.
which is considered like what we got in like 1998. Hashtag guilty pleasures or whatever, but like
That's a lot of fish.
yeah, fucking Matthew Broderick, you disappoint me.
Matthew Broderick is terrible. I don't know why.
I haven't seen that version.
Just because
here's the thing about Matthew Broderick. Matthew Broderick pisses me off because I know he can be a good actor. That's what pisses me off about Matthew Broderick. Matthew Broderick could actually, like, he was Simba in Lion King and he was Ferris Bueller. Those were two really good roles that he portrayed.
I know, I was just talking about Godzilla.
I know, but like, fucking people will rip on Matthew Broderick for no goddamn reason just because he's Matthew Broderick. I'm mad at Matthew Broderick because he isn't doing his goddamn job.
And
like,
he can do better.
Yeah, and he can do fucking better. Like, that's the thing that pisses me off about him. So that's why I'll tear into him when he does a shit performance, because I know he can do a better performance. It's like,
what's the next move?
Admittedly, though, he didn't have much to work with. I mean, for Christ's sake, that's a lot of fish. That's a lot of fish. It's like, I don't know. But yeah.
What's the next movie?
No, do what any other actor would do in that situation. Just make fun of it.
Exactly.
Because, like, if you have a voice actor for an anime and they see a stupid line and they know it's stupid, they'll go, "Huh? Okay, what?" Okay.
But
all right. What's the next
to
movie?
move on.
Let's move on, guys.
To move on, I guess, since we're doing it now.
yeah.
Belle is coming out May 2nd as well. All these movies are coming out May 2nd.
Never heard of it.
Beneath the Harvest Sky. Never heard of that one either.
I haven't heard of that one either.
Blood Glacier. Decoding Annie Parker. What are these?
I wonder if he's got like a list of indies on this.
I swear it's not.
How many movies do you have on that list? Just run through them.
Doggy
Oh,
Yeah,
wait.
just run through them. We'll say year and nay.
No,
Oh, wait, never mind. These are they're limited movies. They're not indies.
Oh
Like,
my
have a
God,
budget.
Eric, scrap the list now. Burn it now.
I don't care about
Oh,
these
there's a
movies.
difference. There's
I
a
don't care about limited
No,
release
you
It's
guys
films.
not-
shut the
it's
fuck
not
up,
like-
alright?
it's not like we're
There's
really
a
gonna talk-
difference between indie and limited, alright?
I know that. No, I know that. But
It's
honestly,
not like we're gonna be talking about these
It was just
movies
a
ever
mistake.
again.
I didn't know that. Jesus Christ.
Have you
I
heard
know.
of
only available in IMAX in certain theaters. That means nowhere near you.
I guess since there's only two, I guess Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Walk of Shame. Those are the only ones that are coming out and everything. Everything else is limited theater. It's not the same as indie. Get it through your fucking head, but there you go.
No, man, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, if it isn't advertised like well.
I'm sorry, I didn't see that until now. I didn't see that. It was like off to the side.
We're not getting on you, man. It's just like
Get on him now.
no. What? God, don't do this.
Attack.
The fucking whatever, man. Like,
You guys were planning
you
it
know,
so long. Just attack
just
me one
just
day.
fun. No, you didn't know. You just fucking on. Like, anyway, who's is that? All the news that everybody has? Does anybody have anything?
Have you guys heard of
movies?
A Million Ways to Die in the West? But like it's
Oh, it's a comedy.
yeah. Oh, it looks so good. I saw a trailer. It's really good.
Oh my God, that looks so funny. Like, it seems to me Seth MacFarlane does better movies than he does TV shows.
That's right. He's in there.
Hell yeah. I love Ted personally.
Isn't there a Ted 2 coming out?
No.
Yeah, he's making it, but I don't know if it's coming out soon.
Oh yeah, that's
I heard
what
a
meant.
while ago. Apparently, there's he's making another show. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but kind of like Family Guy, but just the Flintstones, but like in a Family Guy.
Oh yeah, I heard of that a long time ago. Yeah, for Fox. He's making a Flintstones remake.
He's been
Yeah,
in the
but-
family comedy television business for so long. I feel like Seth MacFarlane can go anywhere, really. The reason why he's so good in movies, though, I think, is just because television keeps you so limited on where you can go. Where film, it's like, as long as you have the budget, you can go wherever.
Yeah,
wherever.
he also kind of has a
I
limited time, and doing the show is kind of his job.
Yeah,
That's,
but
that's the one thing I would disagree with there.
if
But TV
anything,
shows,
like,
no.
I feel like a show like Family Guy or whatever the fuck is like,
American
Cleavage.
Dad?
it's going down in quality, and like he has an opportunity to actually do some really funny stuff with like movies.
He actually wants to get Family Guy canceled. Like, he's tired of the show. And he keeps trying. I I don't know if you guys remember when they killed off
And
Brian.
Yeah, and they brought
He
they brought
did
him
that
back
to like try and
immediately
lower
right
the
after.
rating. Yeah, he tried that to lower the rating so that the show could get canceled. And I'm hearing myself again, by the way.
It worked. Who's
All
got
right.
that?
Quick intermission.
Caesar?
Guys, who doesn't have headphones in?
I have
I don't
headphones.
have headphones. I don't have like my.
I don't have
micro.
headphones in.
Is Caesar even there? I
No,
mean,
he did.
he's in the
He
call,
really
but...
did dig off E.T. He's digging more copies up right now.
Caesar,
Right.
stop!
I'm gonna Facebook message Caesar. Could you guys try to find some headphones to plug into whatever you're using?
Yeah, I could try to find.
I
some.
always use headphones.
Guys, here.
All right.
Caesar, please.
How's your
use
trip to the ET landfill?
What?
I'll be right back. I'll go find.
He
some.
just said, what? I
Evan-
knew he was saying that.
he's also pretty far from the desktop, so he's probably like in a 5-foot deep hole.
Are
Jesus
you
Christ.
replaying Thousand Year Door?
Yes.
He was!
Oh my god, I was just guessing.
We were in the middle of something.
I was being rhetorical.
Caesar, are you serious?
Are you
You may as
serious?
well just take the desktop to your bathroom and just sit there with it.
Can you at least play on an emulator or something?
Later.
Fucking shit, dude. And then,
He says it, and he's so laid back about it.
He was
This
talking
takes me back to
throughout the entire podcast.
Okay, so who has headphones now?
I always have headphones.
Henry.
I don't have.
What are you
I have a
using?
tablet.
Using a
I'm
tablet?
Just a
tablet.
tablet.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
using my iPad, so.
There can't be that much serious echo on
I don't
tab-
think the
right?
tablet and iPad would do
Yeah.
that. I really don't.
Yeah, they can't have echo. That's Caesar. Caesar, god damn it!
It's always Caesar's computer.
And
Shit, man.
it's making a mating
The
call with the
speak-
fan.
It's because the speakers are built into his monitor. And I assume
Yeah.
it's right near the
Oh, he has-
microphone.
Does he have a mask?
He's not using a microphone. He's using a built-in mic.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
talking about, yeah.
Oh,
Because the speakers are probably right near the built-in mic.
Caesar, can you please like adjust the
Oh.
boost like Eric says?
Use
You're
the
not
booster.
right.
Caesar, do you adjust?
Press A to fire. Do a barrel roll.
Press A to shoot.
Caesar, you there?
Yes.
Oh my god, okay. I
Can
thought
you
we left
adjust
What are you doing? We have to find an episode spirit.
We're rolling on film right now. Digital film. Let's go, Caesar.
What do I do?
THX.
Alright, right click on the volume
Stop
thing.
playing Super
Go to
Mario.
recording.
You go to your desktop and then you follow Eric's directions.
Alright, Caesar, go to the volume control thing. Right click
Caesar,
on
we
it.
do this podcast
Go-
like once per week.
Caesar's like,
once per
what's
weekend.
the podcast?
Like we do this podcast once per weekend, like for about 1 or 2 hours, and he chooses now to play a video game and multitask while we're doing it. Do you
I
have?
no.
Caesar, no offense. Do you have anything to add to our conversations that we've been having?
He is gonna talk about Thousand Year Door, like
I
that
don't
segment.
care.
Talk about what we talked.
Fucking Mario Thousand Year Door isn't bad. Play it on your own time, goddammit.
Caesar just
Right.
so he's like, yeah, I'm gonna be in the podcast.
Anytime
I'm
is my
playing
time.
Nintendo games.
Alright, Caesar, right click on the volume thing, go to recording devices, and there, you click on the mic, you go to, properties, and there you go to levels, and that's where you adjust the microphone boost.
Caesar, on a very serious note, no offense, but like I think you could be able to invest in $15 headphones.
His headphones got a little busted a while ago, so.
Well, my
Just
headphones
by-
got
That's
busted.
understandable.
I was still able to come in through the podcast, like fucking shit, man.
So where do I put the boost?
Like,
say.
what is it at now?
10?
I guess, like, 5?
There we go.
Well, it can't be at a 5.
Okay, well,
Well-
whatever you put it on now, that's perfect.
Yeah.
All
Alright,
right,
there you go.
Sweet
all right.
sound.
So our hour-long intermission is now over. All right, guys, we're back from our intermission, and we were discussing movies. We were talking.
We're
I think
talking TV shows.
we
what?
we pretty much wrapped up on movies. So let's move on to the open
like
discussion
how-
topic of the day.
No, we like I guess
We're done on movies.
Is
So,
there
guys-
anything that you guys want to add, like as to close it?
Nothing really other than that, like Seth MacFarlane. It feels like I think that the Flintstones show is like canceled, like it didn't get off the ground, I was kind of interested in what he would do, and then hello.
I heard Alora.
Oh, I
Yeah.
say something, and then just
I just said same.
She said same, giggled, and then retreated just to like calm. That's in your head. She's in your head, Henry. She's in your head.
She's in my computer. She's in my mind.
Get out of my head!
That
Get
sounds
out
my
of
brain
my
alone.
Never.
Never.
sounds like
We
something
were talking
straight
about
out
Seth
Spike
MacFarlane
Jones. Her.
But long story short, yeah, Seth MacFarlane, movies is awesome, TV shows in the shit, and I think like the people.
Pretty much.
I
All
think
right, guys.
American Dad is better than all three.
Let's
That's just perfect.
let's move into
It's
the
pretty
open discussion.
impressive how he does so many voices on the show. You gotta admit that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay,
what
let's
we
close it.
wanted to talk about
let's close
was finally, God. Ugh! No, just kidding. What we wanted to talk about a couple of podcasts ago, but we didn't get to do it, was games from our childhood, memorable games from our childhood. Do we want to go with that, guys?
Oh yeah, Caesar, you might want to jump in now. We're finally talking about it, man. Now, we were originally we're going to discuss this.
Digging a hole to China where he can purchase the Chinese version of Persona 4 Golden.
Hey, Blank, we're in China. But yeah, we were originally going to talk about this discussion in episode 4, but I was sick, so now let's do it.
Time then now. All right. So
Who wants to go first?
we'll let Caesar. No. We'll let Caesar, then Alora go, and the most talkative people go at the end. So that'll be me at.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Henry should go first.
We'll let the shy guys go first.
I
Nope.
see what you did there.
Caesar,
Clever.
please get over here to your computer.
I didn't hear you there, Isaac.
Leave the 1,000-year door alone.
He suddenly just tell his voice is loud and clear. I said,
We're gonna talk about childhood gaming memories. What are your
Yes.
favorite games from your childhood? Go.
Yeah, go.
Played the Super Mario Bros, Super Mario Bros 2, Bros 3, and World, but not the ones that were on the NES, the Game Boy Advance. So played some pretty fun PS2 games such as SSX, Champ.
Oh, love me some snowboarding.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite games on the PS2. I also played ATV off-road. It was one of the
I love that game.
Off-Road Fury. Oh my God, that game was
I love
amazing.
that game.
I get the feeling like if we go through all the games,
TVs on like dirt terrain while it was raining made the best races ever.
I like how whenever you drive off to this certain area off the map, you just start
You
like
start
you
painting?
get launched into the back like for no reason.
Oh, that, yeah. That's hilarious. I love that. Like ragdoll physics in the game.
Yeah, like I was wondering what the fuck is going on.
Is God interfering with this like unholy racing? Are we?
You secretly developed the game.
I'm gonna wreck it.
I can fix it.
Why do I just keep fixing things?
Any more memories?
Yeah, there was also DDR, Dances Revolution. The
I
first.
actually never played DDR. I'm like
I
one of
never
those.
played it
That was the
either.
one thing I never got into. Just because I never got the chance to play it.
I don't play
uh,
DDR because I
sucks.
can't dance.
You should have gotten a chance. It's a really fun type of
Oh, I think I've gotten my fill of the experience watching people on YouTube step on crunchy mats in their living room.
Yeah.
It's like the way they tapped it. It was like they were trying to kill cockroaches on all 4 directions.
I remember the way I used to tap it, and cool enough. When I was in 5th grade, I lived in New Jersey with my mom for a year. And the school I went to, they had a little fun. They did a little fun activity at the end of the year with the 5th graders. The school I went to, the grade only went up to 5th grade, so I was like graduating from that school, which is like kind of weird. But supposedly they had like a DDR or sort of competition thing, or if you want to put it in that term, where like the fifth graders just like versing each other, and oh god, I just kicked everyone's ass there. I was like the DDR champ in that school.
5th grade Caesar just kicking ass and taking names.
Yep.
Sounds
He's
awesome.
a maniac.
Yes.
Maniac on the
On
floor.
the floor.
This man puts the guy from Greece to shame. If you had to play the dude from Greece in DDR, it'd be
John
on
Travolta?
and tight pants.
You're the one that I want. You're the one that I want. Yeah. Woo-hoo-hoo, baby.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
I
right.
met a girl named Maria. No, wait, that's West Side Story.
Actually, her name is Alora. Her name is Alora, and she's up next.
I'll
Your
kind
gaming memories and most memorable moments of gaming, child. Go.
well, I'll kind of go to like PC first. I would whenever I was gaming, I would probably game with my brother because he was like the eldest. We would play like. Well, I had 6 brothers, so
Oh.
yeah.
Jesus Christ!
Damn.
Is like, does your mom still-
Please bring up a moment where you owned all of them.
Well, like a lot. Well, we would play Doom a lot.
Nice.
On the PC.
Doom.
Yeah.
That's
and
pretty
then-
intense for like a young, like adolescent girl
I
to
played
play.
Doom 64 as a kid with my sister.
Oh,
Was it like a LAN party, Alora? Or
Well, we had like a crappy little computer, but we would just.
it was
I don't
enough
know.
to play Doom, because, Doom's like ancient at this point.
Like he basically got me into gaming because like since I didn't have any sisters, I didn't end up being like the little girly girl my mom wanted, but like and I also have good memories playing just like the Star Wars franchise with my brothers, and for more like PS1. I also I loved Spyro. I still play that a lot.
Oh,
Spyro.
nice. Yes.
Yes.
What's your
Oh, I
first
love
Spyro?
Dragon.
Oh, it was my favorite game growing up.
Which Spyro
I
game
also-
was it? You remember which one was your first?
Like the very first one. I forget the
Spyro
name.
the Dragon?
Yeah.
Spyro the Dragon.
Cool.
The funny thing is, I didn't start with the first one. I started with Spyro Year of the Dragon, and that still remains my favorite Spyro game.
I heard the second one is apparently the best one.
Yeah,
Same
I think
thing with
that was
Crash.
the second, because the third one was Ripto's Rage, and I didn't like that
Yeah.
one. I don't know if I got the orders up, but people don't criticize me. It's been over 10 years.
Games don't age that
they
well.
came out with I remember one Christmas for PS2, I got the newest Spyro for it, and I was just jumping off the walls for it.
Oh,
And
I saw-
Parkouring off the wall.
I'm gonna bridge off of what you said. I saw this isn't the most well, we can all agree that what's happened to Spyro now is an atrocity with Skylanders.
Well, I mean,
I
kids
still have,
like
I have it for
but,
the
I mean,
DSi.
I don't think it
I
appeals
I
to us.
can't say that Skylander sucks because I haven't played it. That's the thing.
I can't say it
Yeah.
sucks either. I'm just saying the design they gave for Spyro is just what happened.
Yeah, he
Well,
looks weird.
I mean,
Well,
He doesn't
technically,
even talk.
It's not even really the thing that I don't like about Skylanders is that they drop the ball because you could have potentially put all Spyros from the old Spyro games in this game, and then you could have made a new series about how they all work together. You could have put in Sergeant Bird and Hunter, that mole skid.
Sarge
name.
would have been so much better than that one Skylander who just says, "I'm gonna blow it up and blow it up and blow it up," and he just packs dynamite in crevices and other places.
Well,
I
Yeah,
think
this is
wasn't
what you normally do when you buy franchises. You blow it up into shit.
wasn't Spyro wasn't Spyro rebooted a while back?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I went to GameStop and I saw that game, and it's got Elijah Wood voice acting as Spyro, or voice acting as
And, David Spade as Sparks, and I have that game. It's called Spyro Enter the
Something like-
Dragon.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. There's
But Sparks
it's
gets better and better in the game.
yeah, that's awesome. So cool. There's Dawn of the Dragon, Eternal Night, and then
Eternal Night was the one I saw.
yeah, Spyro
Game-
Year of the Dragon or something like that.
It
or
was
Dawn of
bad.
the Dragon.
I based it off of the cover and just the story description that I got. I haven't played the game, but honestly, if it's got Elijah Wood in it, I'll listen to it.
Elijah Wood's awesome.
I played the first one. The only thing it suffers from is like it's really easy to get past some of the enemies when you get your later breaths. Like Spyro has different breaths in the game. Like you have ice, fire, and lightning, and you can just use the
bubble breath.
He's like grass now, and he's like ice as well. And
he shoots out grass from his mouth.
One time he
it's like this like ass like I think it's like this I don't know, it's just like this green bomb thing.
Oh, okay. It's like energy.
It has the power of Earth, and you can summon like tornado shit, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
I think I played that one.
Yeah, I think I have one for the DS.
DS.
Yeah. I finished that one. It was pretty good.
Weren't there two? I was like, I thought there were two.
There was Spyro like Year of Ice and Year of Fire or something like that.
Yeah. That's what I was.
Yeah.
Forget that girl's name, like the purple dragon. Forget her name. Why is her name escaping me? She's my favorite.
Cinder.
The purple one.
Cinder.
Yeah.
She's pink.
She was great in the game too. And I also
remember that one on the Game Boy Advance, that one crossover game between Spyro and Crash Bandicoot.
I was just about to bring that up. Yeah.
Spyro Purple.
Pack. I'm looking at the image right now. It's Crash and Spyro Super Pack with Crash Bandicoot Purple something. I'm trying to read the title.
Yeah, it was Crash Purple and it was Crash Purple and Spyro Orange.
Spyro Orange. And the games basically toss the characters into like their opposite worlds.
Which I had no problem with. It's just like gameplay itself was pretty forgettable. The story was awesome though.
The story was awesome. Like the idea was cool too, but I guess it would have been so much better if they brought it onto like the GameCube or the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
I feel like if we keep talking about all of our favorite video games like this, it's gonna the podcast is gonna be over like 4 hours. So
let's move on.
It's possible we can make this a two-parter.
Let's all pick video game characters that we know very well, and then just talk about them.
Mario.
It would just be on Mario, Master Chief, Dovahkiin, and just
Crash, and Rayman. It'd be like PlayStation All-Stars, only it wouldn't suck.
All right, we got to move on. So, Alora, any other last moments you want to share with us? Was it?
Well, for the PS2, I really liked jamming out with my brothers on Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
It's a shame that game series is dead.
Not dead.
I still have a guitar running around somewhere.
I still have one.
I mean, like, the music genre is just, it's not as big as it was.
All right.
So.
We'll move on now to Purple Link. Ray, share with us your favorite gaming moments.
Yes. Well, I guess you can consider this also my my introduction into gaming. The very first video game that I was ever introduced to and that I played was technically Super Mario Bros. 2 USA. But it was the Game Boy Advance port because my sister had gotten her first Game Boy Advance and that game for Christmas. And we played to the end of that, and we enjoyed it very much. I have so many memories.
Nintendo 64! Oh
my god!
And
you said Christmas in its sentence.
It was also how we were introduced.
Go on.
It was also how we were introduced to the Mario franchise. Fun fact: we used to call Luigi Luigi before we found out the official pronunciation. Luigi.
It's like how people called Ryu Ryu.
Yeah. But yeah.
Master.
Thanks to my dad, I also now own, to this day, and it still works. I now own the Nintendo 64 from when I was a kid, and games. I didn't own Super Smash Bros. I never even heard of the franchise back then, but I did own such classics as Turok, Dinosaur Hunter, Star Wars, Republic something, Doom 64. Duke Nukem 64, a bunch of other games. I'm just naming them off the top of my head. I'm looking at the case I keep them all in right now, as a matter of fact.
I've got balls of steel.
Goddamn monkey.
The memories of going into that movie theater. That movie.
And I'm all out of gum.
The memories of going into that movie theater and shooting up all those aliens. Yep.
I honestly don't know why. I'm gonna bridge off of Duke Nukem, but I don't know why the remake Forever got so much flack. I haven't played it, so I can't honestly speak from
I played
experience.
it.
There was
You
a,
know what?
I remember your response to it. You said it was terrible, right?
Me?
You know what I think it is?
Yeah.
It's like Duke Nukem had such a build up to it that game couldn't live up to its hype.
The game that will always
Here's the
be
thing.
known as forever, because
Here's-
that's how long it took to make.
Here's the thing. This is why I don't think Duke Nukem Forever is a good game, especially compared to the other ones. And it has nothing to do with the fact that it took forever to come out. It's because it completely lacked the thing that made Duke Nukem 3D so great. What made Duke Nukem 3D so great? The levels. They were huge, like mazes, so many secrets to find. In Duke Nukem Forever, none of that. It was a linear corridor shooter. That's
Oh,
you know
why
what?
it really sucked.
I agree with you, and then I'm
Super
going
on
to add
rails.
something to that. Another thing that Duke Nukem suffered from was like Duke Nukem's character in and of itself is a giant parody of everything.
Yeah.
Every cheesy action movie ever. Like everything about him is a complete parody. So when you have him making fun of games that were doing well after
Yeah.
people had ripped on them and all the jokes got old, and then you released Duke Nukem Forever, your release date was badly timed, one. And two, like, you didn't really give him anything to make fun of. Had Duke Nukem came out when all those shooters were coming out, like Halo and like,
Battlefield.
Gears of all that shit, and he was making fun of them as to how cheesy they were, and then you have all these colorful levels from Duke's world where you're flying around, busting up aliens, and like the levels look colorful and awesome. That would have made the game sell better. I think it would have been.
Rip your head off and shit down your neck.
In the game,
Which is a
Duke Nukem
like
Forever. Oh, go ahead.
no. Like even everything about Duke is like again a giant parody. Like his glasses are from They Live. His like
Yeah. All
entire
his lines are from movies and everything. Yeah.
pretty much. It's like there was
I'm gonna
nothing
add-
to play off of.
I'm gonna add one last fact to that, and then we gotta go back to Ray so he can wrap up his memories. The last reason I think, like most importantly, I don't think it's the most important reason of why it didn't do well, but it's the considerable thing to like think about. That game, the reason why it did so badly, I think, is because it got passed down from developer to developer who just
That
kept
was
on
another
working
big
on it
issue.
and just dropped it, so that when it finally came into the last hands, they didn't know what to do with it. What they had was just this half-assed, like multi-scrapped game that really wasn't complete. So they decided to make the fans happy, we'll just tag like a really short cliche shooter gameplay to it and give it to them. And when they gave it to them, expectations were not met. And I got really sad when I walked to a GameStop and saw it on sale for $5.99.
Yeah, the price for it dropped quickly.
I remember there was this
The
video
one thing-
of the episode of SpongeBob when the police officers were holding the poster up to Patrick and he was screaming, and it was Duke Nukem Forever on the poster.
Holy shit.
But the only thing I thought was kind of cool about Duke Nukem Forever, and this is just a cool little story. Back when they first announced it all those years ago, there was a guy who pre-ordered it, and he kept his receipt all these years. And the developer of Duke Nukem Forever, they actually gave it to him. It's just like, even though he pre-ordered a version that just doesn't exist anymore, he got the game, even though he pre-ordered it 10, 12, however long that game was in development hell, all those years ago, which I thought was pretty funny. He kept on to that receipt all those years, just like, it's coming out. And when it is, I'm gonna get it day one. He was probably really disappointed, but you know.
Yeah, I think it was like
I think
12
that
years.
guy. I think we might find that guy just crawling out of his grandmother's like basement with a beard on and dried tears, like, I don't want to live anymore.
I doubt.
Exactly. So Ray, any last memorable moments before we move on?
Well, after I finally got my my own video game console, which was the Game Boy Advance. Fun fact: the Game Boy Advance SP was actually already out when I went to the GameStop to buy my first Game Boy. But I decided to get the Advance anyways, and I think I made a good choice because I later got the SP for Christmas. But my very first game on the system itself was SpongeBob Revenge of the Flying Dutchman for the Game Boy Advance, and man, that game was so good. I played it to the end, and that's just as good game memories with that. I also played the console version of that on the PS2, and I had some fun memories with that. The only problem I have is the freaking load times.
All
The
right.
load times in Duke Nukem Forever, by the way, terrible unless you're on PC.
Yeah.
All right.
Awful. They're like
Thank
a
you for your
minute.
memories, Ray. And we're moving on to Shadow.
The
Go
rest
for
was
it.
the rest was history. All right.
All right. I could go on forever, but I guess I'll just name a few.
Duke Nukem.
I was a big. Yeah, you guys kind of talked about a few of them already. Duke Nukem 3D, Doom. You know, I grew up playing PC and Nintendo 64 and PS2. Those were my main three. And, you know, Spyro. Fun fact, by the way, my college English professor wrote that game, Enter the
Yeah, you
Dragon.
mentioned that.
Holy
It was
shit.
pretty cool. He talked to me about it and everything. I like the development process and everything, and he said it was a really good time, and he really loved the game. Like, he played it with his daughter and everything.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome,
But,
man.
Yeah, so, you know, Duke Nukem 3D, Doom, classic PC shooters, great. Still live up to this day, by the way, especially with the modding scene that, you know, PC gaming has. You could play it today and it'll just, you know, it's just nothing.
They recently added this mod where I think Duke Nukem 3D now has ragdoll physics in it.
Yeah, there was.
No, not Duke Nukem. Not Duke Nukem. I'm sorry, Doom. Doom has like
Doom, okay.
someone modded it to have like different physics, so where you shoot people, they just fly off the screen.
I'm sure there's a mod like that for Duke Nukem. I think I heard of it. There was another one for Doom that just added a bunch of new levels. They added so many things. It's just, that game is still playable, and that's amazing. But, other games that I grew up with were, I don't know if I mentioned it before on the podcast, but I'm a pretty big Blizzard fanboy, I'm not gonna lie. I love their games.
Podcast? I thought the recording stopped.
No, still going, man.
Oh,
No.
shit.
Yeah,
Jesus,
I love Blizzard games, even though I hate some of the decisions they've made. Diablo 3 should be offline. Fucking hate that. But, I grew up playing Diablo 2 and Warcraft 2. Not World of Warcraft, Warcraft 2. And, you know, StarCraft 1. And it was just awesome. I even played their console games. They made console games in the past. A lot of people don't know. Rock and Roll Racing, which was actually pretty good.
So we're gonna have to move on now. Henry, go share your memories.
Huh? Sorry, I passed out.
Your favorite gaming memories.
Too many to list. Just skip me. I mean,
What? That's pretty unfair.
Name-
It's
all
just
right.
like, well,
Name
like-
3, then we'll skip.
Would you sit here and explain even a fraction of the video games I've played? We'd be here for hours.
Just list,
that's why I only mentioned the
list your
two.
favorite video
I need
game.
to talk about Fallout 1 or 2 or all the point-and-click games I've played, like Secret of Monkey
I
Island.
know, but like, okay, fine.
Just
The
name a
very
few, you know?
the very first game I ever played was Super Mario. For the SNES, I think I played 2, and then the console I had at home was a Sega Genesis, so I played Sonic the Hedgehog, and then I had the first mobile console for the first game series I ever actually comprehended and took in was Pokemon, and I played Pokemon up until PlayStation 1 came out, and on the PlayStation 1 I played Spiderman, and I didn't really have many games for that, and then the PlayStation 2 came out, and that's when I actually got into real gaming because, well, not real gaming, but I got into Crash, I got into Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper, and Jack and Daxter, and those were the games I played for a long time. And then I still have my PlayStation 2. I didn't really play any of the newer games. The only newer games that I played on consoles were Psychonauts and Brutal Legend.
Psychonauts is so good.
I still have to play Psychonauts, but I've been into Tim Schafer since his new game.
Oh, Broken
His new
Age?
game.
I'm
Broken Age,
waiting
yeah.
for Act 2 for that to come out before I buy it, so I can just play
Is
it on
someone
one go.
breathing
It
on the
looks
mic?
cool.
Like, is
I don't
someone
know.
really getting intimate with their microphone? Who is that? That's great. All right,
so-
Henry, wrap it up. Go ahead.
Yeah, Brutal Legend, and then I didn't really play much on the PS3. I tried to follow the Ratchet and Clank series, I couldn't do it. And
I
then
love
They were actually really good on PS3. The ones that
yeah,
were out.
I heard it was. I just didn't get to play it. And then that was pretty much it. Most of my library started because like the newest console I have is were handheld consoles, so I didn't really play that much, but I'm starting to play a lot more games now that I have the means to get to them. So
All right,
Cool.
great.
That's
Thank you for
last but
sharing.
not least.
All right, so you guys ran through the titles I really like. So I'm just gonna list those and then just talk about the first game I played and my favorite game. So the ones that you spoke about that I liked also, Spyro the Dragon. One of the very first games that was one of the first games I had on PS2. I didn't play Doom and a lot of the classic PC shooters until much later, just because I wasn't introduced to them. But I played a lot of GBA and Game Boy Advance SP games like late into my childhood. My first console, I think, was the Nintendo 64, and I believe I played. I can't remember that far back, but I played a couple of Nintendo 64 games. Played Donkey Kong Country and Super Mario 64 as my first games. Then I played a lot of Jet Moto on PlayStation 1. And my most vivid experience, and to this day I still think it's one of my favorite consoles, is the Nintendo GameCube. Even though it has been labeled as like one of the least successful consoles, that was my favorite. And my favorite video game, tough choice, but I'm going to have to say Spyro Year of the Dragon. That game
We're
is
doing
so
favorite video games of all time now? I didn't know that.
I was just gonna say my favorite game, and that's Spyro Year of the Dragon, just because that game takes me to another place. Like,
Henry, I think it's your tablet actually that does the echo, because for me it was lighting up right there. I don't know about you guys. I'm looking at the Skype call right now.
really?
Oh, sorry. I was listening to something like.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, I'll just wrap it up. Yeah, my favorite game is Spyro Year of the Dragon. Favorite console, Nintendo GameCube. Favorite franchise, Super Mario Bros. All right.
Cool.
Thank you for tuning in to our podcast, everyone on YouTube. Please go ahead, check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/TeamTRlFORCE. Links are below.
We are
Subscribe to our
almost
channel.
at 300.
We
Likes,
are almost
yeah.
at 300 likes.
This is best
Check
to me.
it out.
This is
Keep up with our Green Links news series, and keep up with our newest member with the quiet giggling in the corner.
Shh.
Hello, is he still here?
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Died! Talked about our favorite games.
Egads, Alora, you're really quiet. Someone should hire you for assassin or something.
I gotta be honest, that talk about our nostalgia games kind of get me a little sad because a lot of them are just, like, dead. Like, Clash Bandicoot. It's just gone.
Nonsense.
So
They had a
Clash
new
Bandicoot
Clash.
It is amazing because the last game he came out with was in 2010.
Mind
So,
over me.
Mind Over Mutant was awesome. What are you talking about?
I don't even know about this. Let me look it up.
We're gonna while you guys are busy hitting subscribe, we're gonna re-educate our member, Shadowlink. Thanks again, and tune in to our next podcast. See you later.